Hello learners, welcome to this course BCOS 184 E-Commerce. I am Dr. Subodh Kesharwani, Associate Professor and Course Coordinator. When we go more into the depth of this course, I think e-commerce plays a significant role in the marketplace, both nationally and internationally, with more people making purchases online rather than at traditional retail stores. It is becoming a fast-growing area of business and one to strongly consider as you plan your own career. So in this video, we will discuss about what e-commerce is, why it is important, as well as the various types of e-commerce, advantages and frequently asked questions so that learners can acquaint themselves with the term. E-commerce, in general known as electronic commerce, is the activity of electronically buying or selling of products on online services or over the internet. E-commerce draws on technologies such as mobile commerce, electronic fund transfer, supply chain management, internet marketing, online transaction processing, electronic data interchange, which we usually call EDI, inventory management system, and automated data collection system. Since e-commerce is nascent and varying so rapidly, organizations face numerous challenges and there are prospects in developing curricula for e-commerce in a big way. Keeping in mind, the School of Management Studies had initiated a skill enhancement course to look closely into the development of curricula and teaching methods of e-commerce process, practice and technologies. E-commerce has also proved to be extremely effective towards economically inclusion by creating jobs for vulnerable groups. This includes people who are unemployed or partially employed. Fulfillment time is a critical KPI for e-tail logistics and plays a key differentiating factor in the e-commerce ecosystem. The appearance of e-commerce is shifting in a present scenario as a necessity and requisite. Educational institutions like Indira Gandhi National Open University and corporate houses are trying to educate and train learners, students and employees in e-commerce applications and technology so that it's become part and parcel in their day-to-day learning and usage. As far as objective of the course is concerned, in this course we will discuss introducing e-commerce, learning and implementing e-commerce and potential opportunities and challenges faced in developing e-commerce. This is one of the skill enhancement 4-credit elective course in the 4th semester of BCom program offered under CBCS scheme as well as now a part of BCom online. The main objective of this course is to familiarize the learners with the knowledge and understanding of e-commerce. This course by and large makes learners acquainted with the change in business scenario, rather emphasize more on internet-based business. If we go into the depth of the basic structure of course, I think the very first block, emphasize more on the basics of e-commerce, which if we go more into the depth of this particular block, we find out there are 4 chapters, or rather we call the 4 units. The unit 1 is focusing on introduction to e-commerce, what exactly the e-commerce is, and here we are going to talk about the curtain raiser of e-commerce. Then we have e-commerce business models. There are certain e-commerce business model. It could be B2B, it could be B2C, it could be B2G, or a lot of C2C. A lot of models are there. When we gradually talk about the videos, you will get a flavor of all those, the terminologies which we are using over here. So technology used in e-commerce, this could be the chapter 3, and then we have chapter 4, which emphasize more on electronic governance, how the government is, taking the help of electronic usage and making the things ease of doing. So that is all about, and block 2 is talking more about electronic payment system. It could be the e-banking and how the payment system is changing. We have seen that there was a time when we talk about the plastic money, now we are more talking about the wallets. So this whole the chapters give emphasis about the contemporary way of making the payments. Then you have the website development and hosting, because the backbone of any e-commerce is the application or the website which we are using. So website development, electronic commerce software, what hardware and software we are using. The things are changing right now. We are moving from brick and mortar system to click and mortar system. The cloud-based data is quite important. So here we are going to talk about all those aspects. Then the 4th block is more focusing on Cyber Security Information Act, where the cyber security is there, cyber security measures are taken care, what governments have developed. So IT Act 2000 is going to be taken care here. So then the final block, which more talks about online portal and application, is talk about e-tailing, e-services and app-based commerce. So While going through these 15 units, which we have bifurcated into 40 videos roughly tentatively, so these videos are half an hour duration and could be quite useful for the learners once they gradually go into it. So the entire 15 units we have been bifurcated into 5 blocks in one booklet, which could be available in self-learning material format in the eGyan course portal also, and on the other hand we have a video format which could be half an hour of each. The whole structure of BCOS 184 e-commerce is bifurcated into 12 weeks with 40 videos of half an hour. Each will throw a light gradually on various aspects of e-commerce. So what learners are expected to do? Open educational resources are there. On the one hand, we have video lectures, we have web links, live video lectures are there, discussion forum questions are there, then you have assignment, activity and quizzes. So we have got a flavor of varieties of the things which can make learner acquaint with the concepts and engage them with certain activity, and these activities are quite useful for them. Evaluation procedure, if we're going to talk about, as we know that SWAYAM stands for Study Web of Active Learning by Young and Aspiring Minds. So the whole structure of learning is bifurcated into weeks, and in each week there will be few videos equipped with assignments in MCQ mode. An exam will be conducted by NTA after the completion of assignments, and there will be 100 MCQ of 1 marks each. So if you talk about the pedagogy as far as the vis-a-vis the SWAYAM guidelines, we have bifurcated into quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. The quadrant 1 talks about the video tutorials which could be of half an hour each, and then you have got quadrant 2 which talks about self-learning material, or rather we can say the self-instructional material, and then quadrant 3 talks about the discussion forum for raising of doubts and clarifying the same. As on synchronous and asynchronous basis, the team for the discussion forum would be formed to encourage peer group interactions. And finally the quadrant 4, this is the assessment quadrant which shall contain MCQs, fill in the blanks, matching question, quizzes and any other form of questions as per the requirement. So evaluation pedagogy, if we throw a light, I think continuous assessment which have got 30% weightage, discussion forum questions are there, quiz some weeks are there, assignments, and then finally you get the certificate. So we have used LMS and structure of courses like Moodle, and support could be online and offline. I think this is all about the particular course called e-commerce, which we usually call BCOS 184, and for more detail you will be in touch at my WhatsApp number, on my email, and I think the course is quite contemporary in nature and could be quite useful for learners because this is very burgeoning, and rather we can say it's a need of an hour. Thank you very much.